What's up, guys? Welcome back to our podcast called The Blue Room. I'm your host, Joel. Wait, it sounds like I'm saying ho.
Yeah, you are the host.
You are the
And the host. What's up? Now, with me, I got Eric, Mac, and Rashad. Make sure to follow us on our other platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. Stay tuned for every other episode coming out every Tuesday and Saturday. Make sure to give us a follow and a like. So today, guys, our topic is what's the West? It's because I'm getting like fucking this guy's over here fucking shit.
I pulled out the real good.
Yeah, I got scared of that. You guys sound like, oh shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Ooh, I had one.
My job right now. No, I'm joking.
I fucking hate it, bro.
Fire.
Honestly, I've had so many jobs, man. So I've been working a really, really long time. But I think my worst job, actually, I used to work at Sears.
Yeah.
Place
You figured that would be a cheese job?
No, I know.
No, honestly, the job itself was easy, but what sucked was the management.
Oh.
Yeah,
You can relate.
And it's like, you know, when you go to Best Buy or when you go to like Bonds or something, they tell you like, oh, are you part of the rewards member? And you gotta put your fucking phone number to the shit. So every time, like, let's say I checked out 5 people and one of them didn't have the rewards and the other 4 did, it would bring me down to 80%.
Damn.
That percentage.
Oh, shoot.
And they would, and that one person brings me down to 80%, and they want me to keep the register at 80% or above.
Damn.
So now one more person comes, and now it comes down to 66.
Oh.
And one person comes up and only goes to like 70 something.
And then what are the chances of them having it? You know?
Well, a lot of people. I mean, how many times do you want to give your phone number when you go to the store?
Not me, bro.
And you don't have the time to do the whole application.
Exactly. And then when you have to sign someone up, you got to put their email in, you got to put their address, phone number, name, and everything like that. So I'm like, so most of the time people are like, nah, I don't want to do that. So like,
why didn't you just put like a QR code where they can scan and then?
Oh, I mean, at the time you have to.
Yeah, at the time you have that. You gotta like actually punch in the number.
They have to tell you have to tell me your number that I punch it in. And then Sears had freaking ancient computers.
No, I remember it.
Which is funny because it's an appliance store.
Yeah. And I remember because like when I used to go to Sears, they would have like some kind of rubber on the keyboard, and then
it was really like 1985. It was super. And when I worked at Sears, it was like 2010.
Yeah.
So you think in those 25 years they would have upgraded?
Nah.
They would upgrade.
That's why they shut down.
Riser or something.
Yeah, no, nothing was upgraded. And
my computer at that time was like those old white heavy.
That's what it was like. That's what it was like.
Bro, I was 6 at that
time. So I'm typing in the phone number or whatever, and then like I'm like, oh, it's not under the rewards program, and they're like, all right, well, do you want to sign up? And they're like, no, I'm good. I'm like, all right. And so I'm not gonna tell them anything because I mean, if they don't want to sign up, whatever.
Yeah.
But then the manager comes like, your register is at 60%. What's wrong? Or what's up with that? And I'm like, well, I mean, they don't have the rewards program. I can't. He's like, oh, well, you should be encourage them to sign up. And I'm like, well, if they don't want to sign up, I'm not gonna force them. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, well, you should be. And then she'd be like, it was a she. At the beginning, it was a she, and then she moved to a different apartment, and it was a guy. And then she would be like, oh, well, you should be signing people up for the credit cards too. Because you know how when you sign up, you're like, oh, you can save 5% if you say. And then we had a minimum. We had to sign up at least 2 people every month.
Bruh.
Imagine like you're 60%.
Oh, hell no.
I can give you
and the
40.
So those 2, you had to sign up 2 people per month. And if you didn't sign the 2 people per month for 2 months straight, you got fired.
Fuck.
That's dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it was the stupidest thing ever. Yeah.
But you be the best worker, you just don't get 2 people and you're fired.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so the crazy thing would be that like one time, and it was like my last day that I worked there, we had a call off, and I worked the shoe / like team department.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be working both departments. And one person called off. I was only working the shoe department. One person called off, so I was doing the team department as well. And so I'm running back and forth trying to do both registers at the same time, trying to fix up the store because they want everything to look nice. And I don't know if you guys ever been in the shoe department at a store, but shit's tossed all over the place.
Shit all over the way.
Yeah, people freaking
shoes not even matching.
Yeah, non-matching shoes.
Fucking laces are missing.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to run back and forth between doing both departments, and then someone comes to one of my registers. I'm trying to keep everybody at the the teens register because that's not my register. So I can fuck that one up with the loyalty things and I wasn't saying anything. But then someone comes to buy shoes. And I was like, oh, I can take you to the teen one. And they're like, oh, no, my car's this way. I want to go out this way.
Bro, I remember that. Because there was always entrances and they were like, okay, I park right here close so I could just get out
Yeah,
the
and I was like, I'm like, all right. And so I go. And then I asked them, are you part of the rewards thing? I hadn't rung up anybody on the register. And they're like, no.
Oh,
My register was at 0%.
No.
And then so I'm rushing doing all this stuff, and at this time it was a dude, it was some gay dude. He was the manager there, and he comes, he's like, hey, and he had a very high pitched voice, like, hey Eric, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm kind of busy right now, sorry. And then he's like, wait, you see your register's at 0,
bro.
And I was like, man, I'm doing all this shit, like I can't,
like help out my
I'll be like,
yeah. And then and he's like, hey, no, you should really be pushing people. The same thing that they always say, you should really pushing people to sign up for the rewards program and stuff like this that you're not doing. And what pissed me off, he said, if you're not signing them up, you're not doing your job.
Nah.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
You went, fuck,
and it sent me over the edge, and I was like, you know what? And I freaking took my badge off, and I was like, I fucking quit. And then I just left them there.
I would have too, bro.
Like, please,
he just stayed like in disbelief, like thinking that I was kind of like joking. I mean, I was young. I was 19 at this time or whatever. And I was like, I quit. And then I remember I was trying to knock out all my work because my friends and my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, they were eating at the outside mall that they had just built. The outside mall now at Alamo.
Yeah, it was small back then.
No, they had just built it. It was new.
Oh,
at that time.
New.
Yeah, and they were eating at a restaurant over there, and I was like, well, I want to finish all my stuff so I can go out with them after. And then when he said, like, oh, you're not doing your job, I was like, well, I took my thing and threw it on the counter there. I was like, I quit, and I just walked straight out, and he's just like, and then I turned around to see if he's gonna follow me. He's just standing there, and I walk all the way out. I walk across the mall, and then I go into the restaurant, and I sit down, and then I tell my wife, my girlfriend at the time, I was like, yeah, I quit my job. And she's like, what?
Can you order me something?
Yeah. I'm kind of hungry. Can you
and then I had a meal and everything. Everything was fine after that. But worst job I ever had in my life.
So Sears, luckily they're
Sears.
I popped off 10 minutes on nothing but like, hey, but I got the last laugh because that Sears closed and that guy was still working there. And that manager was still working there. So that means that dude got laid off, he got no job.
Homeboy was working at JCPenney.
Yeah, he working at JCPenney, he working at and he went to Circuit City and Circuit City closed too.
Oh my god. I remember the Circuit City.
Yeah, his ass is done, bro.
What about you, Sean?
Let's see. I used to work I'm at a cafe, so you already know that shit is already.
Yeah, I worked at a cafe too. That's
fuck. We got hungry ass kids with their grubby little nasty ass hands. I gotta clean up after them. You know, like at most cafes, it's like carpet and then it's like a hard tile.
Yeah.
I had to clean a carpet. Like, you know how hard it is to try and get food out of a carpet? There was one time I was sleeping, right? And there's something like hard brushing against other broom. I check there's a fork under the table, but not like under the table, under the leg of the table. Oh, and I'm like, how the fuck do you get the fork under there?
No, I see that at work where we work at now. I still see that too.
Like, how the fuck does that even work? You have to pick that shit up, and put it under there and put it down. Like, what are you doing?
I'm amazed with the.
And then there's one time this family of like of 10. Now, not to be racist, but they were a Middle Eastern, and they bring their fucking dog in, right? And already. That is not a good thing to do.
Yeah,
you cannot bring your dog into a restaurant or a cafe or anything like that. They bring the dog in, dog is barking up a fucking storm. I'm like, I want to grab that little bitch and just...
It's like Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
And when they leave their food. They leave their utensils. They have dog treats all over the floor. They had dog treats all over the table. They had fucking... trash bags.
They left their kid
all over the They left their kid in the seat. They had the fucking the dog bag for their poop on the table. Oh, thank God there was no poop in it, but it was the fucking dog bags on the table. And I said, I'm done. And it's funny because I was thinking of quitting the next day. That place I shut down. Oh, at the mall that I was working at, that had that cafe in there. The mall said, you guys aren't paying your rent. So we have to kick you guys out. So they laid off everyone. Everyone was laid off. Everyone was laid off. Everyone. Yeah, the mall was like, you're not paying your rent. You're not giving us any reason to keep you guys. There's no revenue coming in. You guys are out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mine would be like at Denny's, bro.
Oh, dang,
At a
I remember you used to
diner.
work there, yeah.
You used to work at Denny's?
That was the worst
Dang, dude.
thing. And especially the location too, where it's at by 110 freeway.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the one on PCH?
Oh, no.
Crackheads.
No,
I did someone get like stabbed or something?
Yeah, you get
There was a shooting. There was a drive-by.
Imagine your ex.
The minimum wage better be fucking good, and the tip better be good.
Okay, fucking $15 an hour.
No, people don't even tip there.
I know, they don't
Oh,
even tip
hell
there.
no.
The
Fuck
tips
that,
are
bro.
good in the morning on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the morning, it's good. You get like $300.
But the rest of the week is nothing.
But-
Yeah.
But the thing is, I only work on those days, Friday, Saturday,
Oh.
Sunday. But I work at night shift.
Oh, the night shift.
Oh.
So I get drunk people that have like drug addicts.
Oh, and then you rob
And
them,
then-
right?
and then
You
there's
go like,
people-
you're like,
He asked for more. Oh, make sure to leave a $50 tip.
and then you go
And
like,
it's just one.
Bro.
Yeah, you go like that.
I hate the people that go. They always there every week, every Saturday. They go there, eat. There's like 20 people every Saturday they go there. It's like fucking 20 of them just eat, and then they don't give me a tip or anything.
Nah.
Hey, going back to that,
And then-
my second job, well, technically, I guess it's my first job. My first job, I worked at a cafe also, and during graduation time, I had a 50 top. I didn't get tipped out for that.
No.
I would have went to their car, grabbed the brick, and bah!
It was like 48 people. We
Nah, that's
literally had
crazy.
to. The restaurant wasn't. The cafe wasn't that big. We had to pull all the tables just for
Okay.
one family. And yeah, because it's a little cafe. Our line is from like maybe like 5 feet across, so you can only fit like 8 plates.
Mhm.
And they were getting mad because they weren't all getting their food at the same time.
Like, you don't understand how small this
Why come
cafe
there?
is?
Yeah, like, we're like,
Like,
bro,
go
you're-
to fucking Chuck E. Cheese
no,
or something.
one thing, no reservation, so we have to last minute figure out how to seat you. We start running out of food because we're not expecting 50 people to show up all at one time. And then on top of that, we still get our rate.
Again, this guy doesn't know how to fucking
Dude,
mute his
oh,
goddamn
no.
Why is Myra calling me?
And I'm in the middle of my...
Sorry, continue. I think you did it.
And then, so we have to figure out how to seat them. We start running out of food because we still get our regulars that come in. And 50 people out of nowhere come, we're like, well, we don't have any food for you. Especially because that I guess like a diner / cafe
Yeah,
was only open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
yeah.
So it's like breakfast and then you're done.
And then that's it.
Yeah, and so everybody's coming in. We're like, well, we're starting to run out of food. So we start figuring out how to put the food together. There's 2 cooks. They're prep and line cook. They're busting all 50 plates all at the same time.
God damn.
But they could only fit 8 plates on the line for me
Yeah,
to
so
take at a
they
time.
have to split it out
So
by
they're splitting
each
out.
chunk.
Yeah, and so you imagine like 8, like by 50 was 6
What?
trips.
And that was
Uh-huh.
when you didn't have any help?
And it was just me.
Oh, hell no.
It was me and one other server. I was doing the 50 top and the server was doing the other half of the restaurant.
Oh, hell no.
Fuck
Damn.
that. That's the same thing as mine. And every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we just do server
Yeah.
and then 1 cook, and then people would come in like people walk out because there's only 2 of us.
So at that job, one of the cooks was also a dishwasher. He was also washing the dishes.
See?
Yeah. And then so I'm bringing the plates and they're all
That's
like,
why-
oh, we're still missing this. And I'm like, yeah, it's coming. It's like, oh, we're missing this. I'm like, no, it's coming. They're still sending stuff
Like,
out.
oh, we didn't forget. It's not
Yeah,
out
no, we
yet.
didn't
It's not like you didn't put his order in.
Exactly,
Okay, you're not
yeah.
going to eat. Like,
Relax, bro.
And I didn't forget anything in between bringing plates because the plates were coming out a little bit at a time. I was topping off drinks, topping off coffees and stuff like that. And then like they're done eating and finally I'm like, all right. And I leave the check there and then they leave cash. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have at least some tip. And I start counting the cash. I'm like, it's exactly what the amount was for the
That's
bill.
crazy.
The
bro.
bill was at that time. This was 2006, 2007. The bill was like almost $300.
Damn.
I didn't get zero tip.
How the fuck
That's
you don't bring
crazy,
all those
bro.
people there?
And the thing that made, so I was young, so I didn't know better. I would have cussed them out if I was older now, but they wrote on the thing, they wrote service too slow.
They didn't understand.
That made
bro.
me so. But then the thing is that it makes me mad now, but back then I was like,
I would've got arrested
I didn't
that
do my
day.
job.
Like, I should have been faster.
Yeah, I
You
should've-
just
I should've-
criticizing
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because I was young, so I was like,
Bro, I would have been arrested, bro, that day. I would have been arrested. Like,
Get, who's
Shame.
what was the word for a 50-member homicide?
yeah,
Shame on them.
genocide.
Yeah,
Shame on
genocide. I would have been arrested for genocide.
No, for
Yeah.
me, it probably would be. That was my very
Yeah.
first job, like when I was in high school. Never again, bro, because it was partnered with the plaza and the main thing there was Walmart.
Oh, you get all the Walmart
the nasty ass
you
Walmart
got fucking people coming in complaining
Normandy.
about 10 cents worth of cheese, bro. I returned 10 cents.
Bruh.
Bro, they were like, oh, where's the cheese at? And I was like, oh, it's right here. You know what I mean? Being a nice kid. I was like, oh, he's like, I want my money back. I'm like, bro, you're really fighting over fucking 10 cents.
10 cents of
This
cheese.
is wild.
And they're like complaining about their food or like their, the service. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, get on my knees and serve
Yeah.
my fucking plate? And
I would like that actually. I want one of that.
But no, yeah, that's for sure. After that, like after realizing that was just not for me, I left. And
That's
that was
crazy.
just not for me, bro.
I got a question about Wiener Schnitzel. Why is it that their coupons are like get 50 hot dogs, 50 French fries, and 50 drinks?
I have a story about that. All right, so we had one of those. It was like, I think it was like 40 corn dogs or something like that.
Yeah, well, why are the coupons so big?
And,
40 corn dogs.
And we went there, and it was 4 of us.
Uh-huh.
We had that. I smashed like 35.
So a little secret on the coupons. I don't know if you guys ever read it. So on the very bottom, it's only I think it was always a catch, and I think it said for the 40 or whatever,
Yeah.
10 or whatever, it would say with a purchase of $20 or more or something like that.
Oh,
And I was just like,
okay.
and even when I worked in, I was like, bro, this is a fucking robbery.
I know, that's a robbery.
Like if you're gonna offer what's on the coupon,
Right.
do it. Like
Yeah.
don't say like, oh, you with the purchase of $20 or
They
more.
have
I
a
never
combo
realized
like that. No, it's like 6 hot dogs, like 6 corn dogs.
Yeah.
I went there last time with my homies
Uh-huh.
and this girl, and I was hungry as fuck, right? So
Yeah.
I'll got 2 of those, so that's 24 in total. I ate half of that by
Ooh.
myself.
Like, Lizzie
I
got
have
there.
How'd you?
Yeah.
I went,
It's funny because I'm saying like, who's ordering 40 hot dogs, but we just ordered 100
I
chicken
know,
nuggets.
and I ate 40 of them.
Oh, shit.
All right, guys, that was the end of our episode. Hope you guys liked it. Thanks for staying tuned and watching our other episodes as well. Make sure to stay tuned for other upcoming episodes coming out every Tuesday and Saturday. Make sure to follow and like and subscribe to our other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. See you guys for the next one. Thank you, guys.
Peace.